Welcome to the channel, viewers. As many of you know, I'm a bit of a hobby person that gives time. Well, if my partner's not involved at the time in the hobby, that gives them time to find something else to do that they like to do. It gives them time to themselves. In the last relationship, she liked the bike. We'd come out and get on the bike, and it's a bit of a beast, my bike. Bit of a beast, but we'd come out and get on the bike and do things together, and then we'd have time to part, and that'd help keep the tension in the relationship relative to wanting to see each other, and it gives you time to contemplate and self-review. You can review the relationship as well, and have time to prepare for work and do other stuff that you do just by way of life. You can live co-mutually in an interdependent way, which means you don't lose your independence or your identity, you don't over-attach, you just maintain a healthy lifestyle that's giving power out of the relationship to each other. Now, that's what it's all about. It's not about a loss of identity or overcommitting or over-devoting or losing your identity and all this stuff that goes on. Not about all that. It's about living your life in a way, first of all, that benefits the person that's in it, and secondly, it should benefit yourself, or otherwise it's a waste of time. And most of all, if something does go wrong, like in the last one, it was a hostile family member to the point where I didn't want to deal with it anymore. None of it was necessary, and I didn't want to interfere with, causing any tension for her family. So I just come up with some silly idea, and I just went, nah. I want to please, and I want to, work things out, but it just wasn't sensible. I think it was a reverse discard. I think she knew I'd probably finish it, and it was well done. But anyway. So you get past these things when you don't lose your identity. You get way past these things, and you come out of them pretty quick. If you're doing the right thing, you come out of them pretty quick. And look at that BMW. It's an 1800cc. It's like a big version of the old ones. Massive bike. Look how wide that motor is. Wow, that's incredible. So you can come out of things not without a conscience, but a lot easier if you've got multiple activities that you can apply to your life that allow you to make your way into and through healing. A lot of people don't want to self-evaluate. They don't want to self-introspect. They're just happy to let things go down the tubes over and over again. The thing you're up against in a relationship with anybody is deterioration of value and input. They lose their ability to have input by way of devaluation, and devaluation's got a way of penetrating itself into the relationship to the point where either yourself or the person that you're with give up because it becomes all too much. So you just give up. You don't need unnecessary things that are going to infiltrate the power of having a relationship. Relationships about give, take, care and share. It's not about just using someone for supply, especially if it's exclusive. And so if you end up with somebody that's not benefiting you in the full element of the overall relationship rather than just supply, a lot of people will use you for supply. That's psychopathic and narcissistic. You don't want to be used like that. You want to be building together in a positive way, resolving things as you go, resolving the issues as you go. That's one of the first signs that you're in trouble. When you're with somebody and they're just not going to resolve the issue. And if that be the case, then you've got to get out. You've got to say to yourself, hang on a sec, if this issue is not going to be resolved, what's going to happen if something serious, if we run into something serious, what's going to happen? I mean, a lot of these women that I've got mixed up with are under the authority of their sons. And they're captured by the mentality and immaturity of their adult sons, which they've made into little husbands. And these young blokes play up, and when they play up, she's at the mercy of how big an act they want to put on. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not. And because I'm not, then if the issue doesn't get fixed, then we've got trouble. And I'll be fair, and I'll show tolerance. But no, if it just goes on and on and on and it's causing a mental health issue, then no, that's not me. And I'm a bit of a rebel like that. I'll tolerate so much, but after that I just go, no, I'm sorry, I'm not into that. I'm not doing that, because that's not what I'm giving to the relationship. And you do want to resolve things. How you doing? Are you riding yourself, are you?
Yeah.
Good on you. More of it. You want to resolve things as soon as possible. And if you can't pull these people into line, and they're just standing over and manipulating the relationship from an outside position, then you're with the wrong people. Because a lot of these women haven't had men that will discipline them appropriately in terms of, we need to get this fixed, we need to get this right. And if we don't, then there's going to be trauma. And that trauma causes mind damage, and it takes time to bring the mind back from this type of damage. That's like a car, that bike. Wow, look at that bike. Wow, they're everywhere today, and this is what I mean by having hobbies. Wow. I hope you're enjoying this. I'm showing you all the different things you can do in life. This is how I live. You get all the beautiful girls amongst the bikes too, if you know, they're all out and about. They like the bikes, the girls. So you've got to have a bit of excitement and variation in your life. And that's why I'm doing these videos, because a lot of people have gone through breakups. And they're just sitting in the doldrums. And they're getting on the grog and the drugs and all the rest of it. And they're just not going anywhere. They're just not moving forward in life. They're getting left behind, and it's by way of not having the tools in their kit to overcome the heartache and the pain that's going on in their lives. If you have the tools and the foresight to know that not everything's going to go the way that we should, and we've tried our best, then you have a chance of bringing things into alignment on the other side if things don't go the way that we like. You come out of it a lot easier. And if somebody's let the relationship down and haven't been on point, that's on them. That's on them. That's not on you. If they've driven you to the point where you've just broken down and go, no, I can't do this anymore, I don't want to do this anymore, that's on them. That's completely on them. I hope the background noise isn't too bad, but this is the bike world, and you've got to stay on point. It's not an option. You have to stay on point in your relationships. It's not an option. It's something that you have to commit yourself to. And if you've got interfering children and things like this, you need to pull them into line. I mean, by the time you get to the age of 50 and you've had chemicals in your system, you've been putting stuff in your system all your life, and your health's starting to decline, and somebody's trying to love you, and you're taking it for granted, then that's on you. That's on you. Life's too short to fart ass around with people that are half-hearted. Look at all the colours and the spectacle going on here today, see? So life goes on, believe it. Women are much stronger than men when it comes to breakup, and they seem to move on a lot quicker. And I'm trying to help men to realise that you can get through your breakup, given the statistics and everything of breakups today, not as damaged. Not as damaged. You can get through your breakup not as damaged. Yeah. Without as much damage. Pretty focused, this bloke. Yeah. I've been riding these roads for over 40 years, 45 years. I know I can ride them no-handed, but that's another story, isn't it? And so many of us who have gotten to this age of 45, 50, going on 60, you just haven't got the time to get mixed up with somebody that's just not gonna perform. And if you do, then you need to make some quick decisions, because they will waste your time. These people will waste your time. They don't mean to, but they've probably come out of abusive relationships themselves, and they will waste your time. And you have to be aware. You have to be aware. Look at that, it's like a car. That's like a car. Wow. How you going, love? So, you know, it's about what people want. Some people just want to be pumped and dumped and come and go and fart everyone around and not, you know, have everybody interfering in their business and all this. No, that's not fair. There's more to it than that. There's way more to it than that, and it can be healthy. I got 5 children. My children are never a problem for anyone. They're just not. It's the way we raise them. And if they are, they know straight up. They will be confronted. And the problem will be fixed. And that's all there is to it. I'm Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist, Central Coast, New South Wales, Australia. Thank you for joining me. Guys, you can get through it. You look at some of the older men here, look. They're just up here on their own, spending some time to themselves. A lot of these guys have lost their marriages and they've turned to bikes as a way of reform. And other guys are married and they're just out for the day. Some of them have got their wives on the back. Others are with their friends, the boys. And their wives know all this. They're probably out with their girlfriends or pottering around doing something. It's all doable. It's all doable. And relationships don't have to be wasted. They can be saved. If you think this video has helped you at all as a man or a woman, in realizing that there is so many things you can do to life, with your life. I've had you on the ocean, I've had you in the bay. Now we're up with the bikes. I'm running out of ideas. I'm running out of ideas. But there are many, many things you can do, even playing chess and things like that. There's so many things you can do. If you're a woman, you can crochet, knit. You might like bushwalking and all this other stuff. There's many, many things you can do, but one of the main things you need to do is make sure you're not the reason for the loss of your relationship. And if you were, have a very close examination of yourself before you go into somebody's life, because people don't want to be mucked around. I'm Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist. That's a woman on that bike. Wow. Tanya, her name must be Tanya because it's on the number plate. Thank you for joining me. I'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye for now.